Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Krishnamurthy, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Chemistry, JSS Arts, Science and Commerce College, Gokak. Last class, we learned about the important steps involved in metallurgical processes. So, today, we will discuss about the concept Ellingham diagram. So, it is very important concept to the point of examination. So, Ellingham diagram is used to find out a suitable reducing agent. This Ellingham diagram based on the thermodynamic concepts. So thermodynamics is concerned with energy changes accompanying in a given process. It helps us to predict the feasibility of a process. In other words, it helps to know whether a process can occur or not under given set of conditions. So feasibility of a process depends upon the main thermodynamic parameters, that is enthalpy change, entropy change and free energy change. We know the definition or basic about the enthalpy change, entropy change and free energy change. Enthalpy change, that is heat content, that is written in delta H, is defined as the heat exchanged between the system and surroundings at constant temperature and pressure. Entropy nothing but it is the measure of randomness or a disorder of the system. Then the change in entropy is the difference between the entropies of final and initial states. That is, delta S is equal to entropy of final minus entropy of initial state. Next, free energy change delta G is defined as the amount of energy released in the conversion of reactants to products under standard conditions. The important step in metallurgical operations is reduction of ore into the corresponding metal. Choice of a suitable reducing agent can be done by studying the changes in standard free energy occurring during reduction processes. So, the standard free energy is calculated using the formula delta G naught is equal to delta H naught minus T delta S naught, where delta G naught is standard free energy change, delta H naught is standard enthalpy change, T is the temperature in Kelvin, delta S naught is standard entropy change. The more negative value of delta G naught, the more negative value of delta G naught is, the higher is the reducing power of an element. So delta G value is more negative than it is, reducing power of element is higher. Then what is meant by Ellingham diagram? It is a graph drawn by plotting standard free energy change values against temperature for the formation of oxides from corresponding metals using 1 mole of oxygen. It is called Ellingham diagram. Once again, it is the graph drawn by plotting standard free energy change against temperature for the formation of oxides from corresponding metals using 1 mole of oxygen. So these diagrams were first constructed by Harold Ellingham in 1944. The Ellingham diagram showing the change in free energy, that is delta G naught, with temperature for oxides are given below. That is, metal oxide is formed by metal reacts with oxygen. The delta G value is negative in terms of kilojoule per mole. So next, very important, the important features of Ellingham's diagram are, let us discuss one by one. Number one, all the delta G naught versus temperature lines except for carbon monoxide's slope upward, since delta G becomes less and less negative with increase in temperature. So when we see the Ellingham diagram, In y-axis, delta G naught, standard free energy change. In x-axis, temperature. There are some lines or slopes. Generally, most of the lines are upwards. So in this, delta G naught, these are higher value, more negative. These are less negative. This is the temperature. While increase the temperature, delta G becomes less and less negative. For example, in 400, it is about 900 kilojoule per mole. Similarly, in 1200, it is minus 300. So with increase the temperature, delta G becomes less and less negative. In other words, metal oxide becomes less stable with increase in temperature. We already know delta G value is more negative, then metal oxide is more stable. When it is less stable or less negative, then it becomes less stable. So generally, with increase in temperature, metal oxides becomes less stable. That is the first point. Second, there is a sudden change in the slope of the plots at particular temperature, like fusion points or boiling points. In this Ellingham diagram, when we see the slopes or lines, we observe a sudden change or deviation in some lines. In magnesium, iron, mercury, some deviations we observe. This deviation or sudden change is due to the phase changes, that is solid to liquid, liquid to gaseous, or solid to gaseous, that is phase changes, melting point or boiling point. So this is associated with large change in entropy value. This is the second point. Next point, at normal temperatures, delta G naught value is more negative for formation of aluminum oxide compared to chromium oxide. So at normal temperature, aluminum oxide has more delta G value when compared to chromium oxide. Here aluminum oxide is minus 1000, chromium oxide is minus 800. So aluminum oxide is more delta G value or more negative delta G value when compared to chromium oxide. It indicates that aluminum has more affinity for oxygen than chromium. Aluminum has more affinity for oxygen than chromium. Thus, aluminum oxide is more stable than chromium oxide because aluminum oxide has more delta G value. Therefore, aluminum oxide is more stable than chromium oxide. And therefore, aluminum can be used as a reducing agent for chromium oxide because aluminum has higher, more negative delta G value. Therefore, aluminum can reduce chromium oxide into chromium. This is the reaction. Aluminum can reduce chromium oxide into chromium. This has delta G more negative value. Next point, any metal can reduce the oxides of other metals which lie above it in the Ellingham diagram. Very important. Any metal can reduce the oxides of other metals which lie above it in the Ellingham diagram. For example, the slope of magnesium lies below the line of aluminium. The slope, the line magnesium is below the aluminium. Hence, magnesium can be used to reduce aluminum oxide. So, magnesium can reduce aluminum oxide to aluminium. So, any metal can reduce the oxides of other metals which lie above it in the diagram. So, magnesium can able to reduce the metal oxides of other metals which lie above it in Ellingham diagram. So next point, when the temperature is raised, a point will be reached where the slope crosses zero line. When the temperature increases, it reaches the line that is zero line. Below this line, delta G naught is negative. Below this line, delta G naught is negative, and the metal oxide is stable in this below 0. Below 0 or below this line, delta G naught is negative, therefore it is stable. Metal oxide is stable. In more negative, metal oxide is more stable. In less negative, metal oxide is less stable. Above this line, delta G naught positive, and the metal oxide becomes unstable. Above this line, delta G naught is positive and the metal oxide becomes unstable, and finally it can decompose to form the metal. Next point. At higher temperatures, delta G naught values for formation of silver oxide and mercury oxide are positive. So above the zero line, silver and mercury are positive, delta G value positive. Hence, these metal oxides become unstable at high temperatures and therefore they can be thermally decomposed. So metal oxides, silver and mercury metal oxides, they have delta G value positive with increase in temperature, then finally they decompose to give the corresponding metal. Next point, the Hillingham diagram for oxidation of carbon. Hillingham diagram for oxidation of carbon, there are two reactions are possible. One is C plus O2, CO2. Another one is C plus of O2, CO. That nothing but 2C plus O2 gives 2CO. They are not the same. In the first reaction, the volume of CO2 produced is same as the volume of oxygen used. In the first reaction, what happened? The volume of carbon dioxide is produced is same as the volume of oxygen used. That is, one volume of carbon dioxide is produced by using one volume of oxygen. Therefore, practically, there is no change in the entropy. Therefore, delta G naught versus temperature graph for carbon to carbon dioxide reaction is horizontal. That is straight line. When you see in the Hillingham diagram, C plus O2 CO2, the first reaction has horizontal line, straight line, because there is no change in the entropy. Next, coming to second reaction. In the second reaction, one volume of oxygen produces two volumes of carbon monoxide. One volume of oxygen, that is double. One volume of oxygen produces two volumes of carbon monoxide. Then delta G naught value becomes increasingly negative with the increase in temperature. Thus, the delta G naught against temperature graph for carbon monoxide slopes downward. This is C plus of O2, that is CO, or 2C plus O2 gives 2CO. This slope line downwards. The two lines or the two reactions are cross at 710 degree. The two lines cross at 710 degree. Thus, below this temperature, below 710, below this temperature, the formation of carbon dioxide is more favorable. The formation of carbon dioxide is more favorable because it has more delta G negative value. But above 710 degree, the formation of carbon monoxide is more favorable. Below this temperature, first reaction is favorable. Above this temperature, second reaction, that is formation of carbon monoxide, is favorable. So next, Next point, from the Illingham diagram, it is possible to predict the tendency of reduction during metallurgical operations. As we already discussed, Illingham diagram is used to find out the suitable reducing agent. The next point, the relative stability of various metal oxides is in the following order. So magnesium oxide is greater than aluminum oxide, is greater than chromium oxide, is greater than iron oxide, that is greater than mercuric oxide, and finally silver oxide. So magnesium oxide, it reduces all these metal oxides because all these lines above it in the Illingham diagram. Aluminum oxide can reduce chromium oxide but not magnesium oxide. Similarly, chromium oxide reduces these three, not aluminum oxide and magnesium oxide. Like that. So, in this class, we know about the thermodynamic concepts of selection of reducing agents using Illingham diagram and what is Illingham diagram and the important features for Illingham diagram we study in this class. Thank you.